Happy Independence Day. It is the 4th of July 2025, and I am out here in my garage filming this video instead of being at a car show with that because it's been raining all night, and the car show is in a big field that is a grassy field and it's going to be a giant mud puddle. So instead I'm here at home and I'm filming this video because f*** SIG. On June 24th, I just found the Facebook post that alerted me to this is as of an hour ago, like 13, 14 hours old. So they just posted it yesterday. And it's from the Ceres Police Department. Ceres is a city in California for those of you who are unaware of where they are. Ceres PD had a school resource officer who had a holstered SIG P320 go off and shoot her in the, I don't know if it was her ass or her leg, but she clearly got shot by the gun in the video. And there's video. Really quickly, I need to thank my channel sponsors. US Law Shield has been a longtime supporter of this channel. Thank you very much for your support. Boise Black Rifle, discount code 2ACOPS. You can find links in the description of this video below. Aegis Gun Care, same thing, big supporter, huge fan of their products. Discount code 2ACOPS. And then Thor targets. Love their targets. Thank you for providing the targets. Obviously, I'm not using any today, but thank you for providing the targets. 2ACOPS discount code there as well. Links to those sites are in the description below. All right, let's get into this. So there's surveillance video of this. And the reason I say f*** SIG is because, not because I'm a SIG hater. For the longest time, for half my career, I carried SIG. And it wasn't that I carried a department gun. I went out and bought my own. For that matter, this is my very first SIG that I owned. SIG P320, I'm sorry, P220. Yeah, 220, not 320. Carried that for a number of years. And then when SIG came out with a railed version of it, I traded that one in for this gun. This is a 220R, so it had the rail. I was one of the first guys on my department. For that matter, that is the light I carried on it. It was a SIG, I'm sorry, an Insight M3. Streamlight sold them as their own product. It was, at the time, a halogen light. And if you kept the light illuminated while you were shooting, it would burn the bulb out. That's how long I've been carrying handgun lights. This is the very first Safariland holster that I had for my light-equipped gun. This is going back to 2000, probably three, maybe 2002, 2003, somewhere in that ballpark, that I bought this gun, this holster, and that light. So 20 years I've been carrying guns on duty in Safariland holsters with lights on them. You know how many times I heard about guns going off because they had a light on them and they were holstered up until the 320 existed? Goose egg. Zero. There was one incident I'm aware of in Lodi, California, where a Lodi cop is at a public event in a park, and a little girl came up to him and was messing around with his gun belt, and I don't know if he wasn't aware of it or he just didn't think about it, but she managed to get her finger into the trigger guard area and pull the trigger, like I'm doing right now. For that matter, you can see that I can actually reach, you can see the hammer starting to move. So you can physically stuff something in there. And so SIG's argument now is that that's only happening on the 320s because of the holster design. Anybody can stuff anything they want to in any of these. Here's a Glock holster. This is one that I carried on duty for quite a while. I left the department. I retired before we were allowed to carry optics. Otherwise, this gun would have had an optic on it. So there's that one. Carried that for 15 years. This is a Gen 5. I carried a Gen 4, and the Gen 5s came out. I bought a Gen 5. Here's my latest Gen 5. This is one that I put together for shooting competition with. It has an optic on it. Another Safariland holster. My current go-to shit hits the fan gun is my Springfield Echelon, which is right here, again, empty, in a Safariland duty holster. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. So we'll watch the video real quick. This is school surveillance video. There's no audio to it. You can see her walk into her car with her backpack on. Keys open the door, opens the door, goes to take her backpack off, and bam, drops her backpack because her gun just went off. You can see her, she's going to drop her paperwork, whatever she's got in her hands there, and you can see that she's been shot. She's realizing what's going on right now. All right, so in the video, she is walking out to her car with the backpack on, has her car keys. Car keys, SIG is saying car keys are setting the guns off. Car keys are in her hand. So she's walking out to her car, goes to put her keys in the car, unlocks the door, opens the door, and goes to take her backpack off. As she swings her backpack around, the strap catches the butt of her gun. The gun goes bang and shoots her. It hits her probably in maybe the thigh area based on where my gun's sitting. If she had hers in a slightly different location, it could hit you in the edge of your ass cheek. I will say this, she handled it like a friggin' rock star. Didn't freak out, didn't start running around screaming. She drops her bag, she drops the paperwork it looks like that she has in her hands, and she starts addressing the issue, okay? I'm not remotely faulting her, although I guarantee SIG will. SIG is gonna say something from her backpack got into her holster and caused the gun to go off. Take a look. What on your backpack can get into that area of your holster, get down into the trigger guard, and then pull it out and have it go off? A loose strap, okay? How is your loose strap getting all the way down in there and wiggling around into the trigger and then pulling the trigger as you're pulling the gun out? It's bullshit. This is SIG handling this very, very poorly. I used to be a huge SIG fan. I started carrying Glocks halfway through my career, became a Glock fan, didn't dislike SIG. For that matter, up until very recently, I was still buying SIG products. This is my SIG P320 macro. Great shooting little gun. I won't buy a SIG product ever again, based on the way they've handled this whole P320 thing. Any agency out there that's still carrying 320s, you are putting your officers' lives at risk. This is insane. How many videos do you need to see of the gun going off, shooting the officer from a holster? It's holstered gun going off. All right, I got a camera over here on my side so you can actually see what I'm doing. This thing, I can wrench it around. I can't get my finger in this particular holster. I'm barely touching the trigger. There's no way I could pull that. I'm in my garage, so let me grab, I don't have any keys on me. Let me grab a screwdriver. So here's a screwdriver. Let me show you, first off, the gun is clear, correct? No ammo in the mag, nothing in the gun. The gun is safe. The gun goes click when you pull the trigger. So this gun has not been disabled. Holster that up. Let me put a screwdriver in here, and I think it may have gone. Yep, so I was able to do it with a screwdriver. Wiggling it in, cramming it in from the side, I was able to get, did I just rack it? No. All right, so let's see if I can do it again. It is not, I'm having to pry down a pretty good amount of pressure on there. That is not somebody's key randomly making its way in the holster. She wasn't her keys. It was maybe what SIG is gonna say, something on her backpack. But I can wrench this gun around in here, practically ripping the holster off of me, and it's not making the gun go off. For that matter, let me swap holsters. Put my Glock on here. So, Gen 5 Glock, ready? You can hear trigger resetting. This is an aftermarket trigger, much shorter travel than a factory Glock trigger. This is a factor trigger. It uses a factory Glock trigger bar, but it is an aftermarket trigger. So, again, I might be able to, I can't get my finger in there. I don't see any way a random loose key is gonna get in there. A backpack strap, there's no way in hell it's getting in there. I can wrench this gun around and it does not do anything. I grab the screwdriver. Okay, this is me intentionally doing this, by the way. I can't even see what I'm doing here. All right, here we go. There it goes. So yeah, I can stick something in physically and make it do that. Dead trigger. That is not what's happening in these videos. So, like I said, the way SIG has handled this, they're dead to me. This is absolutely ridiculous. They keep blaming it on the holster and everything else. What's the one common denominator in every single one of these incidents? The SIG P320. It's not the holster, it's not the cop, it's not the situation that they're in. If it was the holster, you'd be hearing about Glocks going off, you would be hearing about Springfield Echelons going off, Walther PDPs going off, you would be hearing about lots of other guns that cops carry on duty, Smith & Wesson M&Ps. You would be hearing about those guns doing the same thing if it was a holster issue. It is not. It is the SIG P320 is the one common denominator. SIG can deny it all they want, but when you look at the incidents overall, the only thing that it's happening to is a SIG P320. So this is on SIG. The way they've handled this, especially when they went out and got New Hampshire legislators to try and write a law to protect them from being sued, fuck that company. Never buy another one of their products, which is sad because they used to make good stuff.